I love your trestle.
Thank you.
Love it.
I don't know where to get first. There's so much.
You go ahead. I'll stand in the back. You're welcome.
Okay, where should I? Are you gonna come down here, Dave, or what are you doing?
Well, I can start here.
Everybody, welcome to Dave Rickabys. Rickabys, is that how you say your last name?
Yes.
Dave has many, what do you call it? He does many things. I can't think of the right words. Anyhow, he's the boss man of Uper Rails Facebook page. And some of the other things you do, would you like to tell us?
I'm a writer and photographer. I sell articles of model railroad layouts to magazines such as Model Railroader, Great Model Railroads, Railroad Model Craftsman, Classic Toy Trains, just to name a few. It's just part of the hobby for me. I love the work. But here I'm creating a fictional 15-mile short line called the Stephenson, Cedar River and Eastern Railway, which would run from Stephenson, Michigan, where we interchange with the standard gauge Chicago Northwestern, east to the Lake Michigan port town of Cedar River, Michigan. The eastern part of the railway is the waterborne traffic that goes out to the Great Lakes. So the two terminuses, 15 miles apart, are Stephenson, Michigan and Cedar River. At the moment, we are at Palestine, Michigan. Palestine's main operation in the fall, especially in October, is sugar beet loading. Now, of course, you see that we have coal loads in these cars. Those will be painted to represent sugar beets in there. What will have happen is we'll have several of these wagons, people on them, of course, full of sugar beets, hand loading the wagons into these gondolas, which will be delivered to the dock at Cedar River to be transloaded into a barge tug operation, and then shipped down lake to the Menominee River, Sugar Company's refinery, which the locals always used to just refer to as the sugar beet. Now the sounds that you hear, I have DCC in these locomotives. I have TCS valve sound, and I'm modeling 1910, so everything is steam back then, and so I wanted the steam sounds. I mean, we can do several things. So, Nancy, if you just want to swing back around the other side here real quick, just to show Stephenson. At Stephenson, we have the standard gauge.
So where am I pointing?
Over here.
Oh.
That's okay. The standard gauge Chicago Northwestern, a transloading dock to the narrow gauge. And you can see that the narrow gauge cars are much smaller than the standard gauge, but they're both O scale. They're both 1/4 of an inch equals a foot. So this is a transloading dock. Everything that comes off of this railroad to be interchanged with the Chicago Northwestern comes here to be transloaded across the dock and reloaded into the standard gauge cars, which will go to Chicago.
Okay.
We have one of our roundhouses, or I should say engine house down here, and gallows turntable. Since it's 1910 and we have a lot of business with logging, we burn wood instead of coal because we have a ready supply of lumber. So
let me get this all good.
Sure.
And I wanted to say you wear many hats. That's what I was trying to think of.
I'll take this roof off. You can take a look at the inside of this.
Get my shadow out of there. Oh my goodness, look at that.
This building was built by a man out in South Dakota by the name of Tulsa Mulvaney. He's an excellent builder, and I give him a lot of thumbs up on anything that he builds.
Another unique bridge.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and these bridges I bought on eBay. I had to put the track on them. I had to hand the track. But
We have an exact bridge over the Ravine River. I was just looking at it last night.
Really?
Up in the UP.
Nice.
Just unbelievable.
So
that could have been from there.
You see, I started some of the scenery that I'm going to take further down.
Oh, it's going to be beautiful.
All this backdrop is 1/8-inch masonite. The 2.5 turn helix I told you about before from the other side is right on the other side here.
Okay.
It's covered 3 sides, but I can still get up in the middle of it if there's a derailment on the inside by just crawling under the layout and standing up.
Huh.
So I left myself enough of an access to get up there, and whatever brain cells I have left, we're working that day. So
Oh,
So,
Gotta get this.
sure.
That is
The
darling.
passenger train is called the Cedar River Rambler. Great story about these.
I've seen those where.
Well, those are charcoal kilns.
That's where.
Yep.
That was down in Gladstone, Michigan. They've got them there.
Wilson, Michigan has them.
Okay.
So right near the real town of Palestine, and this is named after the real Palestine, the real Stephenson over here, the real
Okay.
Cedar River down there. A couple miles away at the Phillips location, they had 8 charcoal kilns.
Okay.
And what they would do is that they would take in from the loggers, they would take in maple and beech, and they would cook it and then deliver it to the railroad, which would bring it to iron smelters. There was an iron smelter in Menominee at one time, but what we're going to do here is we're going to ship this down to the dock at Cedar River and haul it to Faithorn. Faithorn, Michigan. It's a ghost town now. It's on the Garden Peninsula
Okay.
for their smelters.
Yeah.
So because I'm modeling 1910, they were still in business out there.
Right.
So my wife came down here one night and she saw that these white things, they're not going to be white. It's plaster, it's cast plaster. She asked me, she goes, why do you have igloos on your layout? I said, honey, those aren't igloos. Well, they sure look like igloos.
They do.
They do. I'll give her that.
Oh, I love getting pictures of that. 25 feet back.
So you can see that there used to be a lot of trees put on this layout. I slowly but surely, I'll be working on all of that.
How many hours do you work here, like a day or a week to have it figured out, or you just
I kind of do things as
just
I go.
do it as you?
Right. I tend to, I can tell you this later about the natural materials that I like to use.
There we
I'll just move
go.
on the line here.
Comes the caboose.
And that's all. That's the top speed that I'm going to be having these trains travel. Narrow gauge was never, built as high speed
Yeah.
lines.
We're used to slow
Yeah.
because going through Lawrence, 10 mile an hour.
Yeah.
10 mile an hour is what they do. We were in Emery City, Michigan, and that train hauls.
Where's that?
Emery City. It's
Up by Port Huron, kinda.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. That thing came through there so fast, if you had a hat on, it would blow off.
Well,
I thought, God, this is almost frightening.
right.
He'd never be able to stop for anything.
I need to come down in front of it.
This is passing the Tony farm here.
Passing the Tony farm.
Yep. And to date I have 800 stalks of dried corn planted in the field here. More to come. And a lot more scenery to come. I just had the first coat of scenery on pretty much everywhere in the layout. I'll be coming back with cut branches and other materials on the ground that look like forest underbrush.
Got to get this house a little bit more. And catch the caboose.
This is fun.
We've got other people in our community who have model railroads as well. There's a guy out in Porterfield, about 15 minutes from here, who has a layout that's bigger than this.
I never dreamed though you would do it like this all around.
Yeah,
This is amazing.
people don't necessarily build like rectangles and squares
Just a
anymore.
square, yeah. I love it.
Well, it's crossing the road right here, so you have to go to this side.
Oh, absolutely. Get Nancy out of the way. How do you get over there?
Texaco stars on the side. They look same as Texaco Oil Company.
I'm gonna stop this for. Okay. Dave's basement is very big and whoa, we gotta catch up to the train.
This is the town of North Lake Junction. At North Lake Junction, we interchange traffic with the Westman Dam Lumber Company. And the Westman Dam Lumber Company runs up to Camp Teotawaki. Teotawaki is an acronym for the end of the world as we know it, but it sounds like a Native American name, and it just seemed to be perfect for the area here.
Is this a sauna?
No, that's just a little wood shack.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see the wood racks on the side.
Yeah.
But I thought, well, maybe that chimney there is for ledge rack for the sauna. That's true.
I'm taking pictures as I'm filming.
That is the Cook Homestead. The Walton River crossing is next, and that's the highest bridge we've got on the layout.
Oh yeah,
Or I should say the deepest cut.
deepest cut. Oh. Do you lay awake at night thinking about other things to do here?
No.
No?
No, because I have a fairly narrow plan. Like right now I'm working on two particular projects. The stilts for the bunkhouses at the logging camp and that cornfield. Once I want to get that farm area completely scenic and then expand out on both sides. They're becoming trees. There's a river down there that I have to add water to. Fake water, of course. Yeah. There's always a long whistle when they approach the bridge.
Absolutely.
To warn anybody who's on the bridge, better get moving.
Jump, jump.
It's fabulous.
Thank you. My lighting,
Really enjoying it.
my lighting down here is all daylight LEDs. I've got 40 of these that are on a 15 amp circuit, and I can go over 40 on a 15 amp circuit. That's how little energy they actually draw.
That's amazing.
Valley Produce. Let's see. Is this where we go? Okay, the train's coming this way. Oh, that's a nice look right there.
I'm sure you've heard the name Ken Draper.
Yeah, Ken and I are friends.
Yeah. Ken's a great guy. This old dead tree that's coming up around here, around the corner here, he actually made that for his own layout. Off an original tree.
Oh
and if
my
you
God.
see, he's got the big gouge. But he said it was too big for his layout. He models an HO scale. And this is going to be a graveyard right here. So I'm thinking a
nice.
dead tree at a graveyard. That'll
That's stellar. Number 27.
So your daughter's feeling better, is she?
She says she has to feel better because she has a performance to do for the school board. I did not know it was performance.
Oh.
But she's one of the main characters, so she has to be there.
She's a trooper.
Yep.
The show must go on.
Yep.
Church.
Yep, Catholic Church.
All right. There's so much to see in there. I'm never going to get it all. I love that bell.
Old gold.
Oh, cool.
So that, of course, is for turning the locomotives. When they get to Stephenson here from Cedar River, the locomotives have to be turned around to face back the other, head back the other way.
Mm-hmm. That is awesome. So where did you get the sound? Is it something that you buy, or?
Yes, and I had it installed at Engine House Services down in Green Bay.
Mm.
They do all that kind of work down there, and they're really, really good at it.
Amazing, look at that. Perfect.
So on this upper
Perfect.
line here, as you can see, I've got some of the finished scenery completed. I had to do that before I put this part of the backdrop on.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I'm going to extend that all the way down. It'll all look like this. This is Devil's Creek.
Devil's Creek.
Devil's Creek. And the reason I named it Devil's Creek is because we used to have a hunting camp about a quarter-mile away from a place called Devil's Creek. And childhood memories, you know, have to have that. Now the creek that Jim is standing near with that curved trestle over there, that is, it's spelled U-P-C-H-I-T, Creek. Not S-H, it's C-H, Upchet Creek.
Up Shit's Creek.
Yes. So we're not actually swearing, but it sounds like it.
Oh, I like the lights.
I like the whole thing. I even noticed the big round saw blades, what would be yay big around, if they were,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I guess we did get this, eh?
That sawmill would have really ripped.
Right.
Love that.
So I'll show you a little bit more of the logging camp when we get around the corner here.
All right.
You have to have stumps.
Yeah.
So somebody sells these on eBay really cheap.
Huh.
And I'm like, why should I sit there and cut up branches like this?
Heck yeah.
That somebody else is going to do it. So
Wow.
okay, you know. And I'm in the process of doing some fall trees.
So how do you make those?
Well, this is actually a foliage that you can buy
Okay.
from Woodland Scenics, hobby shops and stuff. And it comes in a pack like this. You take it out and you just keep stretching it out and you just keep laying pieces on.
Wow.
And it just stays by itself. You don't glue it on or anything.
Huh.
So there'll be a lot of trees. You know,
lot of
mostly
trees.
up in this area here is all to be pine.
That's
I've got
gonna be
I've got a
beautiful.
lot of pine trees to build yet. I've got more cows to put out in the
More
in the pasture.
cows.
There's even pies.
Cow pies.
Guys,
Cow patties.
Yep. So
Wow.
there's just a lot of things that you can buy at
There's-
hobby shops and
Yeah.
stuff. But
Very, very nice.
the next time you guys come down, what I should do is I should take you on a tour of the railroad things around town here.
Yeah,
I
that'd
know
be
you've
fun.
seen some of them, but I can give you a little bit of backstory on some of these things.
that would be great.
The one thing that you need to see, and you could actually see it on your way back to your motel, is an old Fairbanks Morse coaling tower. It's still in existence, it's still standing.
Whereabouts?
Okay, if you get back, you came in from the river. So to go back to your hotel, I'm gonna send you probably right straight down Burn Street.
Okay.
Take a left, way down to the stoplight. Take a right, you're on US 41 heading
Wow.
to your motel. You get up to the next traffic light. It's Kearney Ave. On your left-hand side will be a gas station. Across the street is a place called Brothers 3. You go left until you see the railroad tracks. You get to the tracks, you look right, and it's about 50 feet in.
Okay.
Until a couple of years ago, there was a Fairbanks Morse sign on there, an iron sign on there that had been installed when that was first built, way back. Who knows how long?
So who has that sign now?
Some mooch.
Let me look under your.
It's not here.
Oh.
The only thing. Give them to you, but I don't have them anymore.
Okay, so are we finished? I want to formally thank you, Dave, for taking us around your beautiful layout, and I'm just amazed at how big it is, how detailed it is. I just can't say enough about it, and I can't wait to see it as you go further down the road with it. Man of many hats.
Now, you are a member of the Stephenson, Cedar River and Eastern Railway Facebook page, correct?
I am, but I don't go very often.
That's fine. But whoever wants to follow along, I do take a lot of pictures. Every time I complete something or as I'm working on something, you're all invited to come to my Facebook page and just look up the Stephenson, Cedar River and Eastern Railway.
Awesome.
And, send me a request and I'll get you on there.
All right, thanks,
All right,
Dave.
thank you.
Really appreciate it.
No problem.
Baby turntable.
What is this here?
That's an ash pit.
Okay.
At the end of the day, when they're ready to put it away into the shed, they'll drop their ashes out the bottom and they'll clean it out, and then they'll put it away. They'll still have enough steam to do that, but then the following day they're going to have to make sure they got a fresh load and fresh water and stuff all ready before they put it away. And then that ash is actually going to be taken down to the harbor over the side.
Oh no! Say it ain't so.
This is, hey, let's talk about that Keweenaw Bay. I wonder what's in there.
Look at what's in there.
Especially up.
A little bit of stamp sand.
A little bit. Let's talk Torch Lake.
Yeah. Well, let's move right along here.
Right?
I didn't do it.
So this line that goes in the back between the two hills, that actually is supposed to simulate a line off into a cutting area off in the woods. So when we have our operating sessions, there'll be a train staged back there that'll come in, drop its cars off, its loaded cars, pick up empty cars and head back out. And then a locomotive from here will gather those cars and let me see, what other loaded cars? I can't
Want to
remember.
get this area
But,
right here?
oh yeah, this is a loading area right here too. It's a spar tree log loader, which will be loading. They'll be bringing horse-drawn logs in, and then this will just swing over and they'll hook onto the logs, pick them up, swing them back, and drop them in the cars. And that's pulled by a donkey loader, which is what that is.
Okay.
So, and last but not least, this whole messy area down here,
It's going to be.
an HO scale layout.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to be a switching layout. What it's going to do, it's going to be a small, again, another small short line, and I'm kind of naming it after my my two younger sons, Brady and Ben. We're going to call it the Ben D River Railroad.
Nice.
So where all this scenery material is over here is going to be 1 or 2 tracks of staging, which will be hidden behind a hill. The town will just be the rest of this. This will be the end of the line for this small railroad.
Okay.
So they're coming from
Short track.
Yeah, so they're coming from wherever they started from, coming into town with their cars, switching the industries, and heading back. So, and I've got a lot of buildings from my former layouts and stuff to use, and so these are
Can we
pits that I
come
still
back
could do.
every year? That's what I want to know.
Well, you guys are welcome here anytime. So just know that when you come down, give me a call, look me up, whatever.
Yeah.
What I like to do is that this is bark that I grind up in a blender.
Okay.
Not my wife's blender. A $5 blender from a rummage sale. But I'll also grind up, let's see, this is lilac. And this is leaves. This is also leaves.
Wow.
And then I got a bag here of birch. So I have lilac and, no, I'm sorry, this is the lilac. The other one was birch. So
Okay.
what this is, it's going to go under the trees. Before I plant
Yeah,
trees,
that'll look nice.
It'll be under the trees because
That'll look very
I know
nice.
someday somebody's going to go, oh, let's see what's under.
Oh.
They did do something under here. All right. On this photograph up here on the wall, that's what I'm trying to emulate in this scene. That is from the Hangman Creek Lumber Company model railroad that's currently in South Dakota. It was out on the west coast for a long time, the northwest coast actually. And I just love that look.
Yeah.
So a guy with Tulsa Mulvaney built all these bunkhouses for me, and I'm adding the underframes and then the stilts. They'll all be upright. What's nice with styrofoam, you can poke holes and you can level anything
Yeah.
like this. So those tents back there, I'm actually going to get rid of.
Oh yeah.
They're kind of cool.
I'm going to sell them off.
Canvas,
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. So, and then the little depot here. So Camp Teotawaki is located at Gurley, Michigan, and it's Gourley, Michigan. There is a real place called Gurley, Michigan, which is again near where our hunting camp used to be. There was a rail line that came down on the CNW that came into that area at one time. So this line then goes from